If you keep having days where even simple tasks feel impossible, this is for you. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because something deeper is happening. Low days feel different. Your brain feels heavy. Motivation totally disappears. Like your tasks, all the tasks you got to do, they all feel bigger than they are. For example, tasks like brushing your teeth, and everything requires effort. Like you need to put in a lot of effort just to brush your teeth every morning or every night, or just to eat your lunch or something. Then you have this internal guilt. Like you feel guilty because you're not able to do your tasks and they feel really big. So this internal guilt starts building. And it's like you know what to do, but you just can't seem to do it. And you have this start stop frustration cycle. So you start some shit, you stop it, and you start it, you stop it, and again you keep going on a loop. And because of this, you start criticizing yourself. You have a lot of self criticism, and all of this put together makes your confidence drop. Low days distort everything. Small, tiny tasks feel huge. Your energy feels unavailable. Suddenly, you don't have energy to do the shit you normally do, right? And normal effort feels impossible. Like normally, what effort you put into like brush teeth or just eat lunch, that effort suddenly it feels like, oh, I cannot do this shit. And your brain exaggerates difficulty. Like something as simple as brushing your teeth is supposed to be normal. It's supposed to be very easy. It's supposed to be something just like breathing. But your brain makes it feel like you're on hard mode of your favorite game. Let's say Wukong or Call of Duty Veteran or something. You're a veteran mode or Doom. Let's say, and that's how it is. You start fighting yourself. You have a lot of self judgment. For example, you go out with your cousin and his wife, and then you're talking more than you think you normally do. And then you're like, hey, you must be wondering why this guy's talking a lot. And they're like, no, we never thought that. So this is like self judgment that you judge yourself no matter what. And you have a lot of guilt. You're like, for no reason, you feel guilty. And you have so much frustration and internal arguments within yourself. You're constantly fighting yourself, and you keep trying to force motivation. You cannot force that shit, but you keep trying to do it anyway. You expect high day performance. So you keep comparing yourself to when you had your good days. You have like these really unrealistic fucking expectations. And because of these unrealistic expectations, you're feeling like a failure, right? And this is like a cycle. So unrealistic expectations, one, you feeling like a failure, two, and eventually, ultimately, because of those two things put together, your confidence takes unnecessary damage. It's like not needed, but you're getting your confidence takes a hit every single time you have an unrealistic expectation and you feel like a failure. Your confidence takes a hit. Here's what eventually changed everything for me: lower the target. So what are you going to do? The first and foremost thing that you have to do is you have to stop aiming for normal day performance or even high or good day performance for that matter. And second, you have to absolutely, most positively reduce your expectations. And like try focusing on movement. Like just take a walk, do something that moves your body, something like that. And tiny wins count. Trust me, they really do. And also, survival mode still matters. You have to survive no matter what. Create a minimum day. So, what do I mean by create a minimum day? It means you have to figure out what is your smallest version of success. And that could be anything, but let me give you what I have done, right? I have figured out what's my minimum workout, what's my minimum work block, like how many blocks of work that I do in a day, depending on what I have to get done. Then what's my minimum routine, right? And all of this put together helps me maintain an identity. Now, my identity is of right now, I'm at grade six, which is emotional awareness or emotional insight, and I'm able to function normally in society. That's great. So my next step was try to figure out a minimum workout. So before I got my washing machine, I couldn't normally possibly work out or exercise because I sweat like a fucking moose. And even now, this t-shirt I had to change from my previous video that I created this morning. So because I sweat. So for that reason, until I got my washing machine, I could not do my workouts. So my minimum workout was just walking up to the hotel where I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner and walking back. That was my minimum workout. And now that I have a washing machine, my minimum workout is walking around 7,000 steps minimum a day, every single day, no matter what. And some days it goes up to 10, 12,000 steps, and some days less than 7,000. It's raining and all of those things come in the way. So because of that, yeah, of course. But when you take an average, it's around 7,000 steps a day. And a minimum work block, I try to work at least 3 hours a day, no matter what. I work 3 hours a day, and that's done. And a minimum routine. My minimum routine is I sleep at the same time every night by maximum 12 a.m. and I wake up every morning at 7:15 a.m. no matter what. So all of this helps me maintain an identity, and the identity is I'm a functioning adult. I have bipolar disorder, but I'm able to manage it efficiently, and I'm at grade six, which is emotional insight. All right, so I had just gotten out of rehab in 2023, I think on Feb 3rd of 2023, and my confidence was really, really fucking low because my clinical psychologist had told me that an extroverted personality is a symptom of the manic phase or the high state. And because I was just diagnosed and I just realized where I am at and what's going on with my mental health, I was really scared to act. I was really scared to talk to anyone. I didn't speak to anyone for over a year, and my phone was on silent for almost a little over than a year and a half. And my confidence was really low. So my days were almost low days every single day. Now, I didn't have the awareness that I have right now, which is grade six. Maybe I was at grade five, I think so. But I was taking my medicines because I think that counts as grade six because you take your medicines and you don't shun them away or you don't say, oh, I'm not going to take medicines. I don't need medicines anymore. So I was taking my medication. So that's great. But now when you think about it, I I started creating these routines for myself because the only minimum action I had, like it was not even a minimum day, it was a minimum action that once a month or twice a month I would speak to my counselor, twice a month I would speak to my clinical psychologist, and once a month I would personally meet my psychiatrist. They would ask me questions like, hey, how's your sleep? How's your mood? And are you taking your medication? And are you feeling angry or irritable when you talk to your mom or whatever? So pretty standard. They were asking these questions almost every month, and it became mundane. It became normal, and that was the minimum action I had. That I would have to meet them, and just to meet them, I had to make sure that I was taking my meds. I had to make sure that I was sleeping on time. I had to make sure that I had a stable mood, even though I didn't know what was really going on because I had just gotten out of rehab and my whole life was a lie because I thought I've always been this crazy extroverted person, and that was shattered when my clinical psychologist said that, hey, listen, Brian, an over the top extroverted personality is a symptom of the manic phase. So that's what happened. And then my mom was like, okay, I think that it would do you some good to stay with people. So she asked me to move into her brother's house, my uncle's house, in this town where I'm at right now, Kushalnagar in Coorg. And when I moved there I started trying to make some things because I had to wake up and help around the house. So I was waking up every day at the same time. I don't know, maybe sometimes 6, sometimes 7, but around the same time because I had to wake up, help them get the milk from the store, and help with breakfast sometimes. So those were the minimum actions I was doing every single day. And sometimes, even if I didn't feel like it, I would still not let my feelings overwhelm me or overtake my decision making process, or hold it hostage for that matter. So I used to separate my feelings from my actions. So I would have to do what I had to do no matter what, because actions, even the small actions like waking up every morning at the same time, that would help me create momentum. And because of this momentum, then I wasn't ready for almost let's say 6 to 7 months. And then 7 months later I decided, hey, listen, I would like to go to the gym, because I used to go to the gym a lot before I got diagnosed. And I found a gym in town, and I said, okay, I'll walk to the gym every day because it's close by. And that was my minimum action. So 5 days a week I would go to the gym no matter what, whether it was raining, whether it was sunny, or whether I wasn't feeling like working out. I would leave my feelings aside and I would still do the action of going to the gym every single day. So that's what really helped me at that time. And I believe that you need to have a minimum day or a minimum action. So you can start with a minimum action and then like graduate to a minimum day. So the minimum action I had was waking up at the same time, going to bed at the same time, and eating 3 meals a day. So that was the minimum action that I've always had, that I still have to this day. And then as I started leveling up, I started adding more actions like go to the store or get these many steps in a day. Like back then, I wasn't walking so much. I didn't have my shoes. I was wearing my flip flops, and it's bad for me to walk long distances with flip flops. So my slippers, the Indian style of saying in flip flops is American, but I don't know, who cares, right? And I started adding steps like 2,000 steps a day, 3,000 steps a day. Then I made it 5,000 steps a day. Then I made it 7,500 steps a day, and I stuck to it. So then I started going to the gym, and it was a step by step process. And all of this works only when you can separate what you feel and how you feel from what you have to do. So when you have to do your minimum action, even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel really lethargic, even if you feel like the effort required is so much and the task is so huge, you have to do that minimum action no matter what. If I can do it, I'm sure you can do it too. If you've ever struggled with low days like this, subscribe. That's exactly why I make these videos. Separate feelings from action. Your feelings are not instructions. You need to focus on action before motivation. They say, right, oh, I'll do things when I get the motivation. No, you got to act first, and then you generate dopamine, and then you get motivation. And because of this, you need to stop negotiating with yourself endlessly. That's what always happens when you have low days. Definitely stop negotiating with yourself. And you have to trust your behavior more than your mood. Your mood will be like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. But your behavior is like, I have to do it, and this is who I am. That's your identity. You got to maintain that, and you got to do it. Complete something small. It can be as small as brushing your teeth every night. For example, when I was in college, when I was a gamer, hardcore gamer, sometimes I wouldn't brush my teeth at night. I would just continue gaming, which is why my teeth are kind of fucked up right now. I gotta fix that. But yeah, that's a different story. And because of that, because of completing something small, you generate momentum. And when you generate momentum, you reduce overwhelm. And all of this put together helps you create proof that you are capable. Measure returns, not perfection. So you have to focus on coming back to things, and you absolutely have to reduce this all or nothing thinking. Just note, I said reduce, because if I said stop this all or nothing thinking, that is also in a way all or nothing thinking. So you understand what I'm saying? And every return builds self-trust. You trust yourself more because you return to an activity, a task, or a routine. And then that's how consistency starts. It starts from here. Here's a shift for you. You're not failing because you have low days. You're failing when you expect high day performance from a low day brain. Think about it. And remember, you don't need to win every day. You just need to stop disappearing when things get hard. Thanks for watching.